In all accomplishments of war, the warrior understands that the only real measure of his ability lies in being able to beat men in fights, regardless of their nature. Failure in any other area is not to be construed as a true test of a warrior's mettle. The true virtue of strategy is in allowing us to overcome all odds in daily life and in helping us attain the closest state we can to being one with the supreme power before going into battle. The development of warrior consciousness is an ongoing thing. Each new experience continually leads us to new challenges. The way cannot be learned through frivolous contests in which the outcome is for the name of a school or a large trophy. It can only be realized where physical death is a reality. That was an excerpt of The Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi in the first chapter, The Book of Earth. This is a part of the book where you can really see the reality that Musashi, that he really was a samurai in ancient China. Death was a real thing for him. And as I was first reading this, I felt it difficult to connect to that because obviously in modern day life, we don't face death on a regular basis. But I think if we can extract the meaning of what he's saying, we can take these teachings into our regular modern day lives. He states, in all accomplishments of war, the warrior understands that the only real measure of his ability lies in being able to beat men in fights, regardless of their nature. Regardless of what we face in life, regardless of the types of challenges we face, our measures are valued in how we can respond to them. They're valued in how we can overcome these challenges. A lot of the times I might think to myself, these type of challenges, I'm okay if I can't do them. But regardless of the types of challenges we face, we have to be willing to test ourselves against them. We have to be willing to overcome these challenges. Our true measure will come from being able to overcome all types of challenges, regardless of their nature. He says, failure in any other area is not to be construed as a true test of a warrior's mettle. Failure in any other area is not to be construed as a true test of a warrior's mettle. To me, this is saying that our true character will not be determined by frivolous, small tasks. It will be determined by the challenges that we know we are facing that we can overcome. For Musashi, this was a battle to the death. For him, his true challenge was killing another man. In our everyday life, only we know these battles that we face that show us our true character. He goes on to say, the true virtue of strategy is in allowing us to overcome all odds in daily life and in helping us attain the closest state we can to being one with the supreme power before going into battle. So this mindset we're cultivating, this mindset is made to help us overcome our battles. It's made to help us not only succeed in whatever we're trying to succeed in, whether it's business, martial arts, but this mindset of strategy is also made to help you in your everyday life. He says, in helping us attain the closest state we can to being one with the supreme power before going into battle. When he says battle, I think of big events, big challenges that we have in our lives. This cultivation of strategy brings us closer to the supreme power. When he says supreme power, he means however you may interpret this. It's not a specific thing, but whether to you that means God, whether it means a calm mind, whether it means the way, which he refers to a lot, which is the sort of vague essence underlying the universe. However you interpret that, the reason you want to cultivate this mindset is to become closer to that, to better navigate life. The development of warrior consciousness is an ongoing thing. Each new experience continually leads to new challenges. This is not something you do once. This is not something you'll read once and you'll have this forever. It's something that in your everyday life you have to practice. It's not something you know. It's something you have to constantly practice. Lastly, he says, the way cannot be learned through frivolous contests in which the outcome is for the name of a school or a large trophy. It can only be realized where physical death is a reality. This is one I struggle to put into my life because I don't face physical death. But if you look at Musashi, physical death for him was the utmost essence of what he was doing. It was the consequence from what he was doing. It can only be realized where physical death is a reality. Your true nature, your true character can only be realized, where physical death is a reality. To us, it's not physical death because we're not samurais, we're not fighting people like he was. But our version of that will vary from person to person, but it means that you have to put your identity under scrutiny. You will see your true self when you put yourself under discomfort. You will not be able to see your true nature if there's not a certain harsh reality to it. For him, again, it was death. For us, it doesn't have to be death, but it has to be something. It has to be something that challenges you. It has to be something based in reality. If there's no consequences to anything you do, you will never see your true nature. He says, the way cannot be learned through frivolous contest in which the outcome is for the name of a school or a large trophy. You cannot realize your true nature through frivolous things. You cannot be doing things for superficial reasons. You have to be doing things in a way where there's a strong reality behind it. There's a consequence to what you're doing. We can see our true nature when we have a real resistance or discomfort, where mistakes they have a possibility of being made, where physical death is a reality. He wasn't saying this to put violence on a pedestal, but to show us that we have to really live in the reality of our lives with all the consequences that come with our lives. For him, that was war. For him, that was life or death. But for us, I think all of us can take this in a different way and apply it to our lives. But the essence is that you won't be able to see your true nature if you're always comfortable. You will only be able to see your true character, your true spirit, when you are testing yourself, when you are facing a more consequential reality. When there is nothing else we can hide and we are facing our true reality, we can see the true nature of our spirit.